Hello everyone, I am PG Lokesh, studying B Pharmacy in my park, Karnal. Now I am going to discuss about the approaches of control release drug delivery system. Before entering into the topic, let's have some introduction about control release drug delivery system. Control release drug delivery system is used to release the drug with predetermined rate and predetermined extent into the systemic circulation. This will maintain the uniform plasma concentration within the therapeutic range and minimizing side effects and reducing administration frequency and increasing the patient compliance. Let's enter into our topic, approaches. These are the various types of approaches for the control release drug delivery system. First one, diffusion system, dissolution system, and diffusion dissolution system and ion exchange system. In diffusion system, the drug will disperse inside the matrix, and when these in contact with the water, these will swell and form the gel-like structure in the membrane, and the drug will diffuse out into the dissolution medium. And in dissolution medium, the drug, for every particle, the polymer coat will be happen, and then these will compress into the tablets, and when it in contact with the water, this will diffuse out into the dissolution medium. Next. Diffusion control system. In this system, drug release is governed by the diffusion through an inert, typically insoluble polymer membrane. The two main types exist: reservoir system and matrix system. In this, there are mainly two types of systems, which are matrix system and the reservoir system. In this, the drug is immersed inside in the matrix, and in reservoir, the drug on the drug core, the polymer will be coated. Next, matrix system. Matrix is a device consists of drug dispersed homogeneously throughout a polymer matrix. When the polymer matrix in contact with the body fluids, then the drug will diffuse out into the matrix. These are of two types based on the polymer we use. If we use the hydrophobic polymers, then it will be the hydrophobic matrix system, and if we use the hydrophilic polymers, then it will be the hydrophilic matrix system. Next. This is the image of matrix system. The drug is immersed inside the polymer matrix. Let's play the video of matrix system.
Here you can observe that the drug is entering into the dissolution media. Now the drug is getting swelling. Observe that the drug is diffusing out into the dissolution media. This is how the drug will diffuse out from the matrix system into the dissolution media.
Now, reservoir system. In reservoir system, this is the drug and outer surface is the polymer. The drug is enclosed within a core surrounded by a polymer membrane. Release occurs as the drug diffuses through the rate controlling membrane. The membrane thickness and porosity regulate the rate of release.
Let's see the video of reservoir system of drug release. Here, the polymer is surrounded by the drug. Now, the drug is diffusing out into the dissolution media.
Next, dissolution control medium. In this, there are two types, which is encapsulation dissolution control and matrix dissolution control. In encapsulation dissolution control, this method generally involves coating individual particles or granules of the with slowly dissolving material, which is polymer. The coated particles can be compressed directly into the tablets or into the capsules in the Spancile products. Since the time required for the dissolution of the coat is based on the thickness of the aqueous solubility polymer. If the polymer is more thickness, the dissolution will be less, and if the polymer concentration is less, then the dissolution will be more. Next coming to stimulated activated release. In this there are three types. One is activation by physical, activation by chemical, and activation by biochemical. In activation by physical, there are subtypes which are osmotic pressure activated drug delivery system. In this, osmotic pressure will release the drug and through the orifice, and in hydrodynamic activated drug delivery system, vapor pressure activated drug delivery system, mechanical force activated drug delivery system, magnetically activated drug delivery system, ionophoresis activated drug delivery system. In activation by chemical, there are three subtypes which are pH activation drug delivery system, ion activated drug delivery system, and hydrolysis activated drug delivery system. In activation by biochemical, there are three subtypes which are enzyme activated, antigen activated, and antibody interactions. Let's discuss about the osmotic pressure activation drug delivery system. In this, there are a lot of pump systems, in which I am going to explain about the two pump systems, which are Rose-Nelson pump. In this, he described the pump consists of three chambers, in which one chamber is water, one chamber is salt, and another chamber is drug. Here, when these entered into the body, the water will enters into the salt and this will becomes bulk, and which will detaches the drug. This will enter into the dissolution media. In Higuchi-Leeper pump, this contains two chambers, in which one is salt and another one is drug. These, when entered into the dissolution media, the water surrounded by this pump will enter into the salt form, and this will becomes bulk, and this will detaches the drug, and which will enter into the dissolution media.
Let's see the video of osmotic release drug delivery system through the Rose-Nelson pump. Here you can observe that how the polymer is disintegrating. Now the water molecules are entering into the pump system. Here the water molecules will enter into the salt form, and this will become bulk, and the drug will diffusing out into the dissolution media through the orifice. This is how the drug release occurs through the osmotic release drug delivery system.
Then another type of system is ion exchange release system. In this, resins are used. The drug is dispersed inside the resin, and these having the charges may be negative or positive. When these entered inside the body, the charge which are having in the dissolution media, these will come in contact with this resin and takes and away, and the drug will be diffused out. Ion exchange resins are insoluble polymers that contain acidic or basic functional groups and have the ability to exchange counter ions within the aqueous solution surrounding them. The drug is released from resinate by exchanging with ions in the gastrointestinal fluid followed by the drug diffusion. These are of two types, which are cation exchange resins and anion exchange resins. Cation exchange resins contain covalently bound negatively charged groups and exchanges positively charged ions. Anion exchange resins having the positive charged groups and exchanges with the negative charged groups.
Let's play the video of ion exchange process. The ions present in the dissolution media will be attracted by the ions of resins. The examples of cation ions are sodium, potassium and magnesium. These will be replaced by the hydrogen and anion ions are chlorine and phosphate. These will be replaced by the OH ions.
Thank you.